welcome to the stage, here in Denver, Brandon Todd.
Yeah, I got it.
Let's go, Brandon Todd.
Answer to every one of our world's problems is an individual human beings becoming great. Being great is changing the paradigm. Things happen in this world and people by nature fall back. And I believe that individual insurance agents have a unique skill set to change the world. Why? Because we know how to grind. Because we know how to persuade, because we can hit the hard challenges and we can make things happen. Now, if you've ever built a large business, if you've ever hired employees, if you've ever led a team and all that, you know that the sales team, and especially independent entrepreneurs, are a different breed than most of the people out there. Why? Because we chart our own path. We chart our own path. We build a vision and we go after it. We hit adversity and we power through. We keep going, we keep going, we keep going, we keep going. And the answer to that is the way we do it is by becoming someone else. I've always said that you get who you are. Does that make sense to you guys? You get who you are. If you want to make $1 million a year, you need to find someone who's making $1 million a year and act like that person does. Those behaviors they have, there's a lag over time, but if you behave in the way that that $1 million a year person acts, you will, in time, that money will come to you. Why? Because of the law of the harvest. You reap what you sow. You have a thing on your desk that says accept responsibility. If you're going to be successful in this world, it's because you've accepted responsibility for every aspect of your life. Did something happen to you that's not your fault? Sometimes. Did you react to it in a way? Did you let it let you down? Did it let you take you off your course? That's your responsibility, right? So having a vision and all that can change the world, and we can do that. It's not going to be a politician that's going to save us. It's not going to be a movement. It's not going to be a nonprofit organization. Those people are here to use you for the most part. What's going to happen and what's going to change our world is when individual human beings take responsibility for themselves, the people around them, their businesses, their organizations, and everything else. And we tune out the bullshit. So about me, and I'm not going to talk much about me. You can go online and you learn about me. I am building a social media presence for the first time. I was an innovator years ago. I was the first person to sell Medicare supplement insurance online and over the phone back in 2006. I spent 20 years building 20-some years because I had another company that ended up giving $1 billion in prescriptions for people who can't afford it, now known as Prescription Lifeline, that I'm not in. But I built the first Medicare call center. I was an innovator in that, and being first to market is really cool and really hard and really bad too. But I am now launching a new company called Insura Sales, and that is where I am going to give my life's work to the world. And it's going to be free. I'm going to give it to you all the way. For 15 years, I've been building software technology to scale insurance agencies. Every challenge you're going to have in scaling an insurance agency, from quoting to paying commissions to license management to call routing and management and phone systems, everything that you have to have a scalable call center, I've already solved, I've already worked it, and I'm going to give it away for free. Why? Because y'all don't need this. The one thing I wish I couldn't have done because I was first in the market, the one thing I wish I never had to do was all the stuff I had to do to build my business and build technology and build all the things to solve all the problems. What I want to do is what you want to do. If you're an insurance agent, I want to sell insurance. I want to recruit. I want to sell. That stuff's fun. Let's get together. Let's make the sale. Let's change lives. How many of you love that connection you get when you make that sale? That person who didn't like you, you get it, man? That rush, that feeling, that bond that you create? That's what it's about. And if I can help the industry become great by solving the problems that have already solved for your scalability and all that, I'm going to give that to you. So that's going to be enough about me. Go to insuresales.com, sign up, get on the mailing list. There'll be announcements coming up in the coming weeks about that. This has been 2 years in the building and putting together to release. So also Medicare Gurus, follow us on social media. We are building a call center organization free and online. We're building an online call center and showing you how to do it the right way, honestly and ethically and all that. So you can follow that. You'll see daily content. There's an upcoming documentary coming up. So you can see how to build a business the right scalable way, because we need that, because the big is in our industry and it's causing a lot of problems. Do I need to say more? All right. How many of you here are individual producers? By show of hands. Most of you. How many of you have an agency where you come to work with the agents who are producing every day? Few of you. How many of you are FMOs, IMOs, have remote agents and brokers? Okay. All right. So I have about 13 minutes here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you as much value as I can in that 13 minutes. I'm going to title this, How to Sell for Scale Without the Hell. Can I get on board with that? All right, real simple. I was talking to the guys last night. There you are. How do I become successful in this business? It's like, look, you got to create a world where you dominate. If I went out to play basketball against Michael Jordan tomorrow, do you think I'd do any good? He's even older than me. You think I'd do any good? No, because that's his world. That's where he dominates. And if I go out there, I can't do it. Now, you as an insurance agent, if you want to build a business, you have to create a world where you dominate. But most people who start out, they have a lot of problems because they want to go be all things to all people. They want to go out and say, yeah, okay, so I got you. You got a life policy. You want a need for a life policy. Let me get a life policy. Okay, so you got a grandma on Medicare. Okay, let me go see what I can do. And then they take all the calls from all the recruiters who are, believe me, there's no shortage of people who want you to get in their downline. No shortage of that. Those people are costly to you if you have a vision and you're trying to execute. Just know that. You have to go through and have some of that time to figure out if you're on the right path or not. But most of these people have not done it before. And the advice that they give you will not be coming from experience of how they've done it, what they've done, and all that. So they sound professional. They have big offices and they have big logos and all this other stuff. They are not the expert. Who's the expert in what you're doing? You are. You are 100% the expert in what you're doing. So you're going to create a world that you're the expert, that you're the boss. The more focused you can be, the more specific you can be on product line, the more specific you can be on lead source and flow, lead generation, the better you can. The world out there right now is saying, here's a lead, here's a lead, here's a lead, and they're selling all kinds of leads. They're all different things. You can get in Medicare a turn in 65 list. You can get all these rewashed leads that are going through the internet that have gotten really screwed up. You can get a direct mail lead. You can get all these things. And most people don't know the difference, especially if they know the difference, they don't know the difference in how to approach them, right? Because if you get a specific lead from a specific source, and where I scaled really big is when I was doing search engine marketing for Medigap 360 starting in 2007, doing search engine marketing, SEO optimization, to where I had people come through my website, my way. I didn't buy it from anything I couldn't control. They came through my website in a certain way, and we had a certain presentation. It became the same thing over and over. The people that we filtered out of the world came into the same experience, and they came to us, and there was a way that we could approach them. If I had things coming from different ways, when I was saying something, when I was trying something, I couldn't tell if it's working or not because I'm dealing with people from a different situation, right? So you need to find a lead source that is reliable, that you can count on and control as much as possible, and that you know is the same thing. You need to have specific product lines that you specialize in, and then secondarily find upsells. Don't try to have 4 different frontline products. Have a product that you go, you're in the zone, you can do that, and then on top of that, do the next thing for an upsell. Does that make sense? So control what you're doing, and this is the only way you will be able to know if you're doing well or not. The biggest problem we all have in a numbers game like this is we don't know how to check in and see if we're doing good or not. And it takes a lot of time. So if we can compress that, that's better. So let me show you, is there a marker here? If you're going to build a business, how many of you want to make $100,000 a year who aren't? How many of you want to make $1 million a year who aren't? How many of you want to make $100 million and have $1 billion net worth and believe you can? Come on. I'm part of the last one. I want to have $1 billion net worth. Not there yet. So this is the normal road to scale. So if you're an individual producer, you're probably around right here. This is where you're making a living. You've joined the 8% now, you're making a living. You're at this conference, you're doing well, right? At least you're paying your bills, which is the first step. And give yourself a hand if you can pay your bills in the insurance business, because that's a hard thing to do. Now, the next thing is you're going to bring an agent on, you're going to bring another agent on. Normally what happens is someone will get a buddy of theirs, they'll come in, they'll hire someone, and they kind of ride together and they know all these things. And then they'll get up to about 4 or 5 agents. We'll call this 5 agents. I didn't say I was going to write well either. That is horrible. All right, you're going to get to about 5 agents, and you're going to say, oh, we're doing good. And every year or two, you're going to start doing really well. Everyone's going to start to click and gel. And then you're going to go, okay, let's expand this thing. And by the time you try to get up to 10 agents here, something's going to happen and chaos is going to ensue every single time. Why? Because you have different group dynamics. I can go into long about small group dynamics. Just know that 4 to 7 is the best teams and 5 is the perfect team. There's a lot of science behind that, but just know that. He knows what I'm talking about. Don't get into a business where you have 12 people that you have to manage or let anyone do that. That's torture for people. That's wrong. So you're going to have to learn a different skill set to get from 5 to 10 than you had to get from 1 to 5. And now you get up to 20, whole different skill set. Now you're going to have processes in place. You're going to have managers. You're going to have structures. You're going to have to start function technology. 20 to 100 people. And I'm talking about in office in a place. There's a difference in outside brokers and people under your downline and things like that. You go to 100, whole different skill set. But what's the secret? If you're sitting here right now, you're part of the 8%, you're making a living here. What's the secret to where you can do this? So the secret is to have scalable activities now, to start acting like you're here, knowing what it's going to be like to act here, and all that, and start acting in that way now, so that when you hit these points that break you, they don't matter anymore, because you have scalable activities like this. So I'm going to share a few of those with you right here. First of all, have an identity. Know who you are. You know you have your lead source. You know your product line. It's not my phone. I swear I turned that off. Know your identity. Know who you are. Create a game. That lead flow comes in. It's a certain type of lead. If it's a certain type of way, I know my numbers on that. If I'm doing things right or wrong, I can judge it. I can know what I'm doing. That game comes in, they don't have a chance. I always said when I know a salesperson's doing good is when they look at a lead and they say, okay, if this person's has a product that I can help them with, and I'm on the phone with them, and they qualify for it, it's a done deal. A good salesperson knows that this is a done deal if they qualify and I can help them, because I'm not going to get away. The second, so the things you can do right now to do this is have scalable systems that you can judge and all that. So when you go to get a team, have you done the same thing every time? Is your presentation the same every time? If you have a presentation that's the same every time, when a nuance happens in this presentation, you can judge whether that works. If you're going to tweak something, you're going to pick up something good from all the speakers here, and you want to go add that to your presentation, you can tweak that in a certain spot in your presentation, and you can tell the effectiveness, and when it works, it'll integrate into what you're always doing. And at that point, when you have something that you do every time, you have consistency in what you do, now you can scale your sales. Your sales will not scale if you're doing something different every time, if you're looking at different ways to do things all the time, and you're reacting to your customers and whatever's coming at you instead of controlling it. So do that now. When your buddy comes along, y'all aren't just hanging out and like I say this and you say that. It's like, no, I'm selling 500 policies a year. And I was able to produce the first person ever sold $1 million in Medicare supplement in the year, Frank Bryant, in the year 2011, because I had a system that he trained in. And it was his second full year in the business. He sold $1 million worth of med-sub business. Because when he came in, I said, here's your 16-page sales script. About 7 pages of it is mindset and all of that in there, but it's a leading conversation, how to open up a conversation, how to build it all and all that. That was able to, and by the way, don't look at the corporate sales scripts. They're literally like, we have a policy that's this much, and if that doesn't result in an immediate sale, tell them this. Get advice from people who've done it. But now you have a presentation, a methodology that you use. You've scaled you. You have to scale you. If you scale you, now you can scale to the next level. Now you can teach somebody another method, another way, the same way that you're doing it. Now, does that mean that they're robots reading the script? Not at all. Because your presentation, your methodology has to allow for them to integrate their own personality and traits and strengths and weaknesses of interpersonal contact, but there is a methodology to doing it. I learned it in 2002 when I went to the big sales conferences where the 1% of all agents in the company do, and this was before the internet. I learned that we all got there and we all had the same presentation. We all had the same presentation. We didn't know each other. We didn't have the internet back then talking about it, but when the people who made it independently figured out that there was a truth, there was a way to sell a certain type of product. And if you can codify that and you pull it together, now you have a teachable way to replicate yourself with other people. And then those people, after they learn, after they imitate what's done, don't innovate before you imitate. After they imitate what's done, and they've mastered it, then their own personality, their own thoughts and all that will innovate, and they'll come up with new things. I just learned a new thing the other day. I was sharing with someone. Guy comes up, he's cold calling, the lady says, I got everything I need. He goes, how do you know? And she's, well, I don't know how I know it. All the years I've been in sales, we've sold 75,000 Medicare supplement policies through my call center, and I've never heard that before, right? So people can add to your system overall if they don't break your system first and come in trying to do everything they know about it. If you know those things, then you can scale a call center. You can go from a sales team, you can go from a salesperson to a sales team to a sales force. And I call it being a scales person, a scales team, and a scales force. Because you have to sell for scale. Does that make sense to you guys? How many of you get some out of that? The other parts you're gonna come with. The other parts that are gonna happen, you're gonna hear a lot of secrets, you're gonna hear a lot of tricks, you're gonna hear a lot of closes and techniques and all these things. And you're gonna integrate some of them, you're gonna forget a lot. There's gonna be more value given to you than you can possibly accept and integrate and take care of. But keep coming. Keep coming. Keep surrounding yourself with good, strong people. You don't have to capture anything, but what's really happening right now, beyond all the notes you're taking, beyond anything else, is you're in a room. There's an energy. Every person here cares about their business. Every person here came here, took out their day to come in here and work on their business, work on themselves with the desire to be better and to connect with other people who want to be better. So go to 8% in Dallas. Go to other conferences. Surround yourself by people who are great, and do not let anyone who doesn't want to be great in your life, in your organization, or in your business. If there's one thing I've learned, and I'm famous for saying I'd be worth hundreds of millions of dollars more than I am had I not let the wrong people in my life. The opportunity is so abundant. I see the world as God just rains down abundance on us all the time. It's just always happening. But what do? We keep getting our way. We keep blocking. We keep putting bad things in here to stop. We can get out of the way and let it happen. There's a natural order of abundance. It's a wave that you can ride in on. Again, my time is up, but I thank you for trying to be great. The answer to our world's problems is an individual human beings becoming great. Be great. God bless y'all. Thank you.
I want to see if you talk this.